Imagine finding a smartphone in a Roman tomb, or a jet engine inside a Viking ship. Your brain would reject it. You would call it a hoax, a prank, or a glitch in the matrix, because history is supposed to be a straight line of progress. We start with stones, move to bronze, then to steam, and finally to silicon. But in 1901, off the coast of a tiny Greek island called Antikythera, history broke. Divers searching an ancient shipwreck found a lump of green-encrusted bronze. For decades it sat in a museum, ignored as a curiosity. But when we finally looked inside with modern X-rays, we didn't find a rock. We found a computer. A complex hand-cranked machine with over 30 intricate bronze gears, built 2,000 years ago. It is a device so advanced, so mathematically perfect, that it shouldn't exist for another 1,500 years. Tonight we decode the machine out of time. This is Mythic Code Official. The Antikythera Mechanism is history's ultimate impossible object. It was designed to track the movements of the sun, the moon, and the 5 known planets with terrifying accuracy. It could predict eclipses decades in advance. It even had a dial to track the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. This isn't just clever. This is high-level mechanical engineering. The gears use differential gearing, a mathematical concept we thought wasn't discovered until the 16th century. Odysseus used a horse to lie. The builders of Giza used stone to broadcast. But the creators of this machine? They used bronze to calculate the universe. The psychology of the anomaly. Why did it take us 100 years to realize what we had? Because our linear narrative of history blinded us. We couldn't imagine that primitive Greeks were capable of Swiss watch precision. We assume we are the smartest humans to ever live. But the Antikythera Mechanism is a 6-inch tall middle finger to our modern ego. But the real mystery isn't the machine itself. It's what happened next. Technology of this scale doesn't just appear in a vacuum. It requires a school of thought, a factory, a tradition of engineering. If one of these existed, thousands must have. So where are they? This is the Great Deletion in action. Just as the Library of Alexandria was burned to control the narrative, the knowledge to build these machines was scrubbed from the earth. We went from building analog computers in 100 BC to living in wooden huts, and forgetting that the earth was round a few centuries later. We didn't just stop progressing. We went backward. Why? Because knowledge that makes people too powerful is dangerous to those in charge. If you can predict the heavens, you don't need to fear the gods. If you can calculate the future, you don't need a king to tell you what to do. The Antikythera Mechanism proves that human progress is not a ladder. It is a heartbeat. And for a long time, that heart stopped beating. We look at our modern world and think our technology is permanent. We think the cloud is forever. But the Antikythera shipwreck tells a different story. It tells us that our most advanced secrets are only one disaster away from becoming green rocks at the bottom of the sea. We are currently in a digital peak. We have AI that can write poetry and satellites that can see through walls. But are we building things that last? Or are we building disposable tech that will leave no trace when the next deletion comes? The Antikythera Mechanism is a message in a bottle from a version of humanity that almost reached the stars 2,000 years early. It is a reminder that the code can be lost, and that history is written by those who survive, not necessarily by those who were the most advanced. If the Antikythera Mechanism was the peak of a mountain, we have lost the mountain itself. Behind this single device stood centuries of forgotten masters, the secret schools of Archimedes and the engineers of Rhodes, whose names were scrubbed from the record during the Great Deletion. We treat progress as a law of nature, but history shows it is a fragile choice. When a civilization chooses convenience over understanding, it paves the way for its own erasure. Today, we don't build. We subscribe. We don't repair. We replace. We are becoming a civilization of users, disconnected from the very gears that drive our world. The Greeks had the gears, but they lost the peace. We have the peace, but we are losing the gears. As the archive uncovers these fragments, the warning is clear. If we fell from the stars once, what makes us think we are too big to fall again? The silence of the shipwreck isn't just history, it's a whisper intended for us. What are we losing right now because we've outsourced our thinking to machines? The archive is open. The gears are turning. But listen closely. This story isn't about the past. It's about the choice we make today. In our offices, our universities, our homes, we are either building monuments or monuments to our own forgetting. The Antikythera Mechanism reminds us that civilization is not automatic. It is a conscious act repeated daily by people who choose understanding over convenience. Every time you repair instead of replace, every time you question instead of accept, every time you build something that lasts instead of something designed to fail, you are defying the Great Deletion. You are saying no to the slow erasure of human capability. You are writing code, literal and metaphorical, that future generations might find, study, and learn from. The gears are waiting. The question is, will we turn them or let them rust? The archive is open. The gears are turning. Subscribe to Mythic Code Official. Decode the world or be lost to time.